A very good morning, my dear students of class 12th. Chapter number 10 from the Reverie We Are the Music Makers by Arthur William Agar Shaughnessy. Now open your book, open your textbook and start to comprehend the poem. Dear student, this is an ode. Ode means a short poetical composition proper to be set to music or sung, or you may say a lyric poem. The speaker's voice in this ode in the first person, we. We means collective voice of all artists. You see here, stanza 1. We are the music makers and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams, world losers and world forsakers, upon whom the pale moon gleams. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. The speaker's voice in this ode, in the first person we. We means, you may write here in your book, collective voice of all artists. Music makers means musicians. Here dreamers of dreams means artists, especially poets. Dreamers of dreams means artists, especially poets. And sea breakers means large sea waves. World loser, those who remain unsuccessful materially. Losers, those who remains unsuccessful materially. And here forsakers, those who make sacrifices or renounce the comforts of the world. Here gleams means shine with pale light. Movers and shakers, yesterday I told you, rebels who shake the existing setup to push the society forward. These were the difficult meaning of this stanza. Now listen. We is in the first person. We means collective voice of all artists. Is the collective voice of all artists, poets, musicians, painters, sculptors, etc. So unlike a traditional ode, the subject is speaker and not the addressee. We are the music makers and we are the dreamers of dreams. All artists, thus, according to the poet, are makers of music, sweetness and harmony, and dreamers of dreams, signifying all the things we desire in life. They are strangely escapists as they remain outside the active life. They wander by sea beaches, watching sea breakers, trying to find some meaning in them. Sea breakers, large sea waves, or they sit by forlorn streams, desolate, forlorn streams to watch the beauty in nature. Being outside our material world, they are losers and forsakers. They are losers, those who remain unsuccessful materially, and forsakers, those who make sacrifices or renounce the comforts of the world. They are not successful in the worldly sense. They sacrifice a lot. They remain in oblivion, on whom the pale moon gleams. Bright. Gleams means brightness. However, they have a powerful role to play. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. The phrase the movers and shakers now a part of our daily language in different contexts implies that artists are rebels who shake the status quo, the status of things, the state of things by challenging it and pushing the society forward. They are escapists, yet they are the movers and shakers. Stanza number 2. With wonderful deathless deities, we build up the world's great cities, and out of a fabulous story, we fashion an empire's glory. One man with a dream at pleasure shall go forth and conquer a crown, and three with a new song's measure can trample an empire down. Deathless, everlasting, deities, songs, their creation, songs. Here, songs means here creation. A fabulous story, extremely good story, a fantasy. Fashion means shake up. Here, three fantasies, fabulous stories. Trample means crush. The poet focuses our attention on the power of the artist. How mighty they are, how powerful they are. We know how they inspire generations of men with new revolutionary ideas. They bring revolution in the world with their deathless deities, everlasting creations, everlasting creation. With their deathless deities, immortal creation, they inspire people to build the world's great cities, the great centers of activity. When their fantasies, fabulous stories, they shape the glory of an empire. With their ideas, one man can become a king, and a few revolutionaries can trample, crush an empire down. If not directly, then indirectly, they are the real leaders of the world. Stanza 3. We in the ages lying in the buried part of the earth built Nineveh with our sighing, and Babel itself with our mirth, and overthrew them with prophesying to the old of the new world's worth. For each is a dream that is dying, or one that is coming to birth. The poet says here the poet alludes to the biblical Nineveh. Poet alludes to the biblical Nineveh and the Tower of Babel, the symbols of human rise and fall. Rise and fall. Nineveh was the flourishing capital of the Assyrian Empire, founded by Nimrod. It had a tragic fall as the people of Nineveh indulged in sinful acts. The Tower of Babel was built to reach the heavens. It is the symbol of human unity and coordinated efforts, as also a human arrogance to calm equality with God. God punished the builders by giving them different tongues, languages, and confusing them. The Tower of Babel could never be completed. The poet's purpose in using these allusions in this: when artists suffer, a Nineveh is built in which people stoop down and indulge in sinful deeds and invite God's wrath, invite God's anger. And when they are happy, a Babel rises up, something that needs great creativity and unity. Artists can create myths, but can also demolish them. But new artists will come with new myths. In other words, you can say art never dies, it is everlasting. Myths and dreams take only new shapes, they are deathless. The poet says, for each age is a dream that is dying or one that is coming to birth. Here you may write the meaning. The ages lying, ancient ages about which we know from ruins or things. Nineveh, here Babel, confused noise made by a number of voices. Mirth means joy and professing means predicting. Myth, commonly held but false belief. Commonly held but false belief. This is the end of the poem. We are the music makers. If you any problem, you please ask me. Thank you so much, students.